Hi everyone, it's Susan. Welcome to my channel. Subscribers, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed and you're thinking about it, push that little button. It would make me very happy. I'm here today answering your questions, and these are from viewer requests. And the one today is for anybody who's dating and you've been disappointed. And how do you open up again to the entire prospect of dating, or even to open your heart after heartbreak? It's a very good question. And I thank the writer of this, Janey, and Janey writes, "Dear Susan, my question is this. How do you become open to dating again after a heartbreak? I was dating a guy who did all the right things. He picked me up for dates, bought me flowers, met my friends, asked to be exclusive, and then vanished with a half-hearted message about not being ready for commitment. I was very hurt and confused. The experience has damaged my trust. How do I regain it?" Janey, great question. Firstly, if you've watched my videos, you probably know what I'm going to say. Most of you out there are like, oh, I know what she's going to say, okay? We, more than ever, have to trust ourselves, not trust them. You can't really trust another person, but you can always trust yourself. So we need to develop resilience, especially in our current time period, where things are so very different. So we develop an inherent sense of resilience where we know that no matter what happens, we're going to bounce back. So when I was growing up, I always had ponies. And ponies are, you're talking 15, 16 hands. Okay, not huge. And my ponies were a little fat. So we couldn't put a saddle on them. We'd knee them in the flanks and try and pull the cinch, and they'd kind of wiggle, bloat, and pull out of it. So I had to ride bareback. And of course, I had these little feisty ponies that would buck me off for fun, And when I was a kid, and what my dad said as he's watching me ride, he said, "Baby, gotta get back on that horse." So we don't just get back on the horse, but we want to review what happened. What led up to that? What did I miss? Like, did I miss the fact that he put his head down before he pitched? Yeah. Did I miss the fact? Was there something said in the conversation? So I'd ask you to review. Well, all the actions were correct. Was there something that maybe you didn't want to see that you glossed over because it was so fabulous what you were experiencing? Like the fact that he'd been through a really, really bad breakup. Like the fact that he'd never had a relationship. Like, what did you hear? Because it was probably there. It was probably there. Horses get feisty when the cold weather starts coming in. So I grew up in Minnesota, so, September, it's cold, right? And that fresh air makes them kind of kick up a little bit. Dead of summer, they're just like this, right? So there were external factors too. What were they? Were you paying attention to that? So some of these things will help you, but when all else fails you, you got to get back up and try again. I would ask you to refocus on what you want and the qualities that you're looking for, and in your case particularly, I'd ask you to look for somebody who has a history of having experienced a committed relationship, likes relationships, values relationships, and doesn't just know how to do the appropriate actions, but also knows how to follow through. And in a case like this, had you gone so far to meet his friends, be picked up for dates, have exclusivity, I would have had a really big conversation after this, and quite frankly, he owes it to you to say, you know what, I get what you're saying, I know that you don't want commitment, but I need to ask you a couple questions. You're not bad, you're not wrong, I need information, help me understand this, okay? I would ask, what is your number one fear? Tell me what is the fear, because if you don't know the resistance, you can't work through it. There is resistance, and for a lot of men, it's losing their identity. It's the fear that they'll be in Costco pushing that cart, or you'll tell them what socks to wear or how to drive a car, because I've seen it, believe me. And women, you can lose your identity too. So we have to figure out what that is. And I think, quite honestly, you're having sex with a guy, you're exclusive, I think he owes you a little bit more than, I can't do it. I think he owes a closure conversation, even if it's been some time. You have a right to ask for it. right? And if you want to get a conversation where they're going to honestly tell you the truth, try to be objective. Don't make them think that you're going to beat them emotionally. You want to say, I'm curious. It really hurt. It happened, but I want to understand, just so I know, because I want to keep dating. I'm looking for love. I want commitment. Help me understand when I meet somebody in my future that says they have resistance to the commitment. What is it? What was it for you? What do you help me through this? You might find some very interesting answers. You might even find somebody that you can talk to about their fear. So I hope this helps you. Everyone, thank you for your wonderful video requests. Thank you for following me on Instagram, Susan E. Winter. That's where you see kind of like what I do off duty, my little private life. Thank you for coming to my consultation page, working with me by the minute on Magnify, worldwide Android, iPhone, by the minute. Also for the individual sessions that I offer or the day sessions, they're the only ones where I work with you in person, one-on-one. Thank you, everyone. And you can also listen to me, The Susan Winter Show on iHeartRadio. Take care and happy dating. Bye-bye.